Nandini, a beautiful woman in her 20s, sat at the end of her bed, looking up at the whiteness of the ceiling and weaving the patterns in the small openings between them, as if looking for some answer in the veins of her world. Her heart was 1,000 storms felt all at once. Each moment drew her deeper into the whirlpool of despair, where hope was just a memory. Outside her window, the sun hung low and golden over the earth, but Nandini felt no warmth. She was in an endless cycle of pain, same as the first one felt like when one storm blew through, another crashed down, and she could not find the strength. Nandini called her mama and said, Mama, please do something." "Mama, you know what to do, Mom. I can't do this anymore, as if life is challenging me every day and I keep failing. I'm so tired." Her mother, Meera, paused her work and turned to Nandini. Her gaze was calm yet piercing, filled with an unspoken understanding. She held her daughter's hand and led her into the kitchen without a word. Nandini followed reluctantly, fatigue and emotions she couldn't explain conflicting within her. She needed answers, not another distraction, but her mother did not say anything. Instead, she filled 3 pots with water, set them on the stove, and turned the flames high under everyone. "Nandini, Mom, what are you doing?" Meera continued to work in silence. She grabbed a cluster of carrots, a handful of eggs, and a small jar of ground coffee beans from the counter. Carefully, she put the carrots in the first pot, added the eggs to the second, and poured the coffee grounds into the third. Nandini watched in confusion from the sidelines. Steam began to rise as the water boiled and the kitchen filled with the soft hum of bubbling pots. Her impatience grew minute by minute, second by second. Nandini said, "What does this have to do with anything, Mom?" Meera didn't respond. She just stood there staring at the pots, as if they held a secret she was soon to uncover. After 20 long minutes, Meera turned off the flames. She carefully pulled the carrots from the first pot, placed them in a bowl, and did the same with the eggs. Finally, she poured the aromatic coffee into a mug. "Meera, what do you see?" Nandini answered. "Carrots, eggs, and coffee." "Meera, look closer, touch the carrots." Reluctantly, Nandini picked one up. It felt soft and limp in her fingers. "Meera, now, break the egg." Nandini cracked the shell, revealing a hard-boiled interior. "Meera, taste this." As Nandini took a sip, the rich, comforting warmth spread through her, wrapping around her like a soft blanket. A small smile flickered across her face for the first time that day. "Nandini, but what does this mean, Mom?" Meera sat beside her daughter, her eyes filled with love and quiet strength. "Meera, the boiling water represents life's challenges, Nandini. The heat, the pressure, the moments when you feel like you're about to break." Each item faced the same boiling water, but look at how they reacted. She held up a carrot. "Meera, the carrot started firm, but the boiling water made it weak, soft, and fragile." Then she picked up an egg. "Meera, the egg was fragile too, its thin shell protecting a soft heart, but the boiling water hardened it, making it unyielding inside." Finally, she gestured to the coffee. "Meera, but the coffee beans were different. They didn't let the boiling water break them. Instead, they transformed the water, creating something rich, warm, and beautiful." Meera looked into Nandini's eyes, her voice gentle yet firm. "Meera, life will always turn up the heat, my dear. You can't control that. But you can control how you respond. Will you let it weaken you like the carrot? Will you harden like the egg and lose your tenderness? Or will you be like the coffee beans, using the heat to change into something extraordinary?" Nandini sat silently, her mother's words sinking deep into her heart. She thought of the times she had felt fragile like an egg or crumbled like a carrot. But now she saw a new path, the path of the coffee bean. As the aroma of coffee lingered in the air, Nandini felt a flicker of hope reignite within her. She wrapped her arms around her mother and whispered, "Nandini, thank you, Mama." Meera smiled, her embrace warm and steady. "Meera, the choice is always yours, Nandini. Life's heat will come, but how you respond, that's where your strength lies." From that day forward, Nandini carried the memory of the carrots, eggs, and coffee in her heart. Whenever life's struggles weighed her down, she would pause and ask herself, "Am I letting the heat change me, or am I changing the heat?" As she sipped her morning coffee, she smiled, reminded that within her lay the power to transform life's toughest moments into extraordinary moments. When life turns up the heat, which will you be, Nandini? The carrot, the egg, or the coffee bean?